Hey, everybody. It is the Schick Show Wednesday edition with our friend Steve Hurd. It's Steve Hurd Wednesday on Wednesday. Dude, my dad was always talking about a home building concept called SIPs. It's these insulated panel systems. Something is the S, insulated panel system.
Okay.
And it is the same thing where you send it off and send it to their design team,
Right.
and they build panels that come in on a semi truck, and they set them down, and you can have a house um, like dried in 15 minutes. I watched them online dry in a 1,200 square foot home in 15 minutes from the time of delivery to time of last roof panel going on.
So it's just panels.
Yeah, so it's OSB with foam sandwiched in between,
Okay.
and it's got all the window knockouts already in it. It's
Really?
yeah,
So that's I mean there's builders out there that they send you a house on a
yeah.
semi, but it's 8-foot sections of
Some are
walls.
bigger, so it could be an 8 foot by 20 foot panel
Yeah.
for your roof, and it's like 8 inches thick,
Really?
6 8 inches thick of OSB with foam sandwiched in between. My dad was obsessed with Sips homes, and therefore I've become somewhat obsessed with
I would love it. I think that would be
his
awesome.
vision alive. Of he was always going to build a Sips home.
I would love to. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Or they make those. I think you can get them from China. I think you can order them on Amazon, as a matter of fact. But they're like a trailer, like a camper,
Okay,
and you pull this camper wherever you want your home to be, and then it's all on hydraulics. Like the floor comes out and falls down like this and lays out, and then the rest of it kicks up, and the other ones kick out, and it does that on both sides, and then the roof just kind of boop, and then it's done. But it's mobile,
huh?
and you can pack it all up the exact same way.
I wonder what that would be called.
I don't know.
Oh, the guy.
I don't remember, but
So interesting.
I'm pretty sure I found them on Amazon, and they're like $35,000. You can go buy one. They're small homes, probably less than 1,000 square foot, but I mean that's neat if you ask me.
That is pretty cool.
Imagine buying 3 to 5 acres of land and then just
Oh.
pulling your home in, and 30 minutes later, an hour later, it's boop, it's done.
We've talked about that so many times. Like, I am so ready to just buy, either a tiny house or just build a garage, like a pole building, and then build your home inside of it as you go along.
Yeah.
Put my pool out there, my hot tub, and a couple solar panels.
Right.
Some people are so anti-solar. I don't
I'm
understand it. Like, I just don't
Solar's
get
been
it.
around way too long.
Right?
I mean,
Come on, man.
it's green energy, and I know there's people out there that just
Do you think they get
hate
upset?
green energy.
Do you think they hate it because it's called green energy? It, just
Yeah,
because
I think
of
they
the
don't know
label?
what they're hating.
I don't either.
I don't think that.
This is a discussion I've been wanting to have.
Let's have it. So let me go first.
Let me make sure we're recording. Oh, we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all good. So I think that people hate the idea of mass green energy. I don't think they necessarily dislike the idea of individual green energy. And I don't think that they like the idea of being forced green energy. Like, if I don't want to use solar, I don't have to use solar right now. But my electric is actually being produced somewhat by solar panels and wind farms right now. So the energy that we have, this light here in this fan and your computers, some of it is through a nuclear power plant in Tennessee, and then some of it is via wind farms. I don't know how much of it is via solar panels, but you're already using it. But I think people think that obviously the wind farms that we have over in Elwood and that I believe are
Randolph
soon
County.
coming here. Because I know a farmer that signed on for it on the north side of Blackford. But I don't think they want that in their backyard. Which, all right, I get it. They're ugly and they don't, but I really don't care.
Yeah. I wonder if, and here's where I'm at. I'm an electric car fan.
I love electric cars. I want a
I
Tesla,
am.
but
I do too. Like
yeah,
the more I look at it, and I mean they're becoming more and more affordable.
sure.
But I think what I see a lot of comments online is the green component
Yes.
to the energy.
Yeah.
They don't know, and I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, so I'm very hesitant to do that because I don't like words put in my mouth either.
No,
But I wonder if it's
this is
called
all opinion.
alternative energy,
Yeah.
if it would change some things.
Maybe.
Because I think there's an assumption that because it's called green energy, that it's good for the environment. Now, I want to put it like this. I totally get that the mining for the battery in a
Uses
electric
more
car,
than you're saving.
and that I don't know about uses more than, but the mining component of it
Right.
probably isn't the best
No.
for the environment and the kids and the Congo, etc.
Right.
If you feel that strongly about it, put down your Makita 24-volt cobalts.
Right.
Put down your DeWalt drill.
Your
Put
Milwaukee's.
your cell phone
Yep.
back on the shelf.
Oh yeah.
And let's move our country back 25 years to where we're not using lithium batteries anymore.
Yeah.
If you feel that
Well,
strongly
now you're
about
using
it,
nickel,
right?
which nickel is mined as well.
So strip mine, let's strip
Yeah.
mine for nickel. So that's the part where I'm like, hey, listen, do you understand that? And then there's the argument. Can I just vent?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure because I don't want to, like.
Oh, you can vent all day long. I have big shoulders.
So
They're broad.
that's the lithium piece and the cobalt. I don't know if there's this misunderstanding that mining for coal is clean.
None of the mining is clean.
Right.
Have you ever watched Gold Rush?
Right.
I mean, for crying out
serious.
loud.
Oh man, God, I could go on about that one. But so seriously, I mean, just pick up YouTube and type in coal miner's daughter and listen to Loretta Lynn sing about her family mining coal. And I'm sure there are people in southern Indiana and all over the Appalachia that could tell you all about clean coal back 30 years ago,
Yeah.
40 years ago,
Clean
100
coal.
years ago, clean coal. It just
Right.
doesn't exist. And I'm going to piss some people off here. And you know what? That's okay. I haven't vented on my show yet. And that's why it's called The Schick Show.
Yeah, because you get that opportunity.
None of this is going to be clean in the beginning. When we go after oil, it's a very dirty process
Oh yeah.
that we use to go after it. We have gotten better over time. We've got exponentially better
Oh, yeah.
at mining. We've got exponentially better at going after oil. We've got exponentially better at producing cars that are more carbon efficient and everything else. So when we
Oh,
start
that aren't actually polluting the
Dude, I
air.
was behind
You
a-
remember?
I was behind a Henry J today, which I love cars.
Yeah.
I love cars. I don't care if it's electric, diesel, gas, V12, V6, V4, 4M, you name it. I love cars.
Right.
And always have. And that's probably why I've owned 35 plus of them.
Oh,
So my problem is when people poo poo on something because of the title of it.
right.
Green energy is just a title for something. Do you like Pepsi or Coke?
I can drink both of them. I
you
do
prefer?
favor Pepsi though.
You do. So interestingly enough, Coke still utilizes the same plant that originally was producing cocaine. They still utilize that, but somebody takes all the cocaine out of it
Right.
before they
And all the
ship that
flavor for crying out loud.
The flavor is a natural flavor that comes
Yes.
from, so that flavonoid is a natural flavor that comes from that
Well-
plant. Is that clean? Uh, so are we going to get like? Here's the thing. If God, I'm on a rant.
You are.
Damn it, Steve. If we tell
Give it to
people
me.
if they tell people they can't smoke,
Oh.
what are they going to take away from me next?
Yeah, exactly.
So if it can't be electric cars, then diesels are next.
Oh yeah.
And they're not getting rid of those.
Exactly. And I think that a lot of people who are against green energy maybe were put off when green energy first came out because and I mean also looking at what California is doing. California says all cars that are drive on their roads have to be electric
By
by a
what?
certain time, 2035. I know it's soon.
At one time it was 2026.
Yeah, maybe that's what it still is.
And they pushed it back.
And they'll probably
2035.
continue to push it back
will
because that's
continue
just
to
an unreasonable expectation.
You're not going to get rid of diesel trucks.
No,
You're not
you
gonna
can't get rid of diesel
trains.
trucks. And you can't get rid of I don't think you can get rid of gasoline cars.
I don't think so either.
Not there's just no way because I mean the Tesla obviously and we talked about this earlier. The Tesla is super expensive. The more people that buy it,
The lower
the
that
lower
cost
that
is gonna
cost
be.
is.
Absolutely.
But those batteries only last for what? 7 years tops, 5 years?
They're mandated to last 10.
Okay.
So,
But you're
how
not
old's
getting the
your car?
efficiency.
How old's
out
your
of it.
car?
I don't even know what it is. This one's 10 years.
How many miles? Do you know?
It's pushing 200.
Our cars are about 10 to 15 year vehicles
Right.
anymore. It's rare that you see. You think about when we were kids, we saw some shit ass clunkers on the road.
Man.
Do you see shit ass clunkers that you're afraid to drive behind much anymore?
Well,
drive a
yeah.
lot.
They're from the 80s.
You drive a lot. I drive a
They're
lot.
80s and 90s vehicles. Not mainly 90s. I don't see too many 80s, but I did see a station wagon.
Right?
Just Monday, I think.
There's a few shit boxes still out there,
Yeah.
but there's not
It was
many.
a nice station wagon too.
But you look at the number of cars that are newer, that are more efficient, they're lasting
Well,
longer.
Put it this way. Your first car, how many miles did it have on
man.
it? How many miles did it have on it?
That's hard to say because my first car was a 66 Chevy C10 that had just been rebuilt.
Oh. How many miles were on the odometer?
I have no idea.
Mine
The
was like
odometer didn't work.
65.
Yeah, it was probably something like that. I mean,
Mine
it
was
didn't work.
65 and it did not roll over.
Yeah.
It wasn't an exempt.
Mine didn't
That was
roll over
actual
and
miles.
it didn't even register mile per hour.
Oh, mine did.
It was
So I had a
all
1980
miscommunicated.
Mustang that I paid cash
Nice,
for.
man. I love a good notchback. Was it a notchback?
No.
Oh.
No, you need the 1980s.
Yeah, I like, man,
You
I like
like
the
those?
Fox body. Yeah.
No. I think you're thinking of the 5.0s.
Well, yeah.
No, those are
That's the
90s. No.
84.
No. 80 no.
So you're talking, you had a Mustang 2.
I had a 1980.
Mustang 2.
I don't think it was a Mustang 2.
You're going to make me fact check this.
Look it up
I
because
thought in 78 they came out with the Fox body.
not maybe no 1978 and I think 79 and 80. So my friend had a 79. I had an 80, and I would call them the bastard child of the Mustang line because there was nothing nice about them.
79 to 93.
Let me see it.
I mean, you're looking at the
No.
GT version of it.
Yeah, no, that is not what I had. And I turned my phone off because I didn't want my wife to call. So,
Okay. So did you have this version? Similar to, anyway?
similar to that
Fox
one.
body.
Yeah.
And they can still be made pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, mine
Yours
was.
wasn't.
I think mine was better than my buddies because my buddies had the I don't even know what you would call it, the top that wasn't metal. It had like texture to it,
Oh, it had like a
like a
Landau top?
fabric
Yeah.
on it.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
his was tan.
Nice.
Mine was blue, and mine did look a little bit more sporty
Okay.
than his. But mine had 63,000 actual miles on
That was
it.
a shit box.
It was, but I mean, how how many you try to buy a car with 60,000 miles on it now for your son or for your
insane.
daughter?
You can't do that.
No.
There are no
And
more
I only paid
$1,500 cars out there.
no, and well, there is. I got one. I'll sell it to you for 1,500 right now, but it's got 220,000 miles on it. And it's got one tire that slowly leaks.
Oh my God.
Other than that, probably a nice car. I haven't driven. It's got a dead battery.
Well,
Which, if anybody needs a car,
I paid
feel free.
$2,500 for that 66 C10
That's
with
a steal.
4-bolt 327 Holly 4-barrel with an automatic transmission. It had just been painted.
What'd you do with it?
I sold it. I sold it to a neighbor to buy a motorcycle.
Oh,
I bought a motorcycle, and then I bought a shit box. I bought a 78 Olds 88 off of Kent Norton,
Olds 88.
and that thing had about 230,000 miles
Yeah.
on it.
See,
It was
people didn't after a car got 50 grand on it.
Yeah, it was over.
Say it's time to go.
Yeah.
This thing's going to break down. It can't hold much longer. And then that's when the kids bought them. But now, I mean, my daughter, I bought her for her first car was a 2012 Jeep Liberty that had 170,000 miles on it. And I still paid $8,000
Right.
for it.
I paid 23.5 or something for my truck with just under 100,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
It was 9 years old,
Yeah.
8 years old,
That's a good deal.
and 6 months later the motor went bad. So when people talk about, yeah, but to replace the electric battery in your car, it's $10,000. So is a 3.8 twin turbo EcoBoost for a Ford
everything has a
F-150.
cost.
I can show you the bill for it.
Yeah. Everything
So-
has a cost.
And it lasts 100,000 miles. I got in my truck one day and the rod is knocking. So this story lends to how I got my first electric car. It's because that truck had to go in the shop for 6 months
to get the motor changed.
waiting on a motor to get changed. Ended up being 7 months.
Oh.
So I bought this car, this little Nissan Leaf electric car, to get me back and forth. Had an 85, 88 mile range on it.
So you had
It
a
is
small range.
Entry level. Paid just under $8,000 for it, and nice car.
Yeah.
Backup camera.
It was a nice car.
All 4 heated seats, automatic transmission, obviously. And that thing, it would get up, like it would smoke the front tires.
How long did it take you to recharge from empty?
It depended. So if I was just on a regular 110, it would take about 10 to 12 hours. So it's, you drive all day and you come home and plug in
Plug it in.
and you go to bed that night.
Yeah.
And people are like, I don't want to have to do all that to take.
I don't want my electric bill to go
My
up.
electric bill went up maybe $12. I didn't notice the difference. I was running a pool pump at my pool that cost me more than it cost me to charge my
Right,
car.
yeah.
So my air conditioner used a lot more than that.
Yeah. So
It's negligible.
we had a Marine Corps trip last year in September, and so me and a guy that lives in Michigan, we met up with our friend that lived in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania.
Shippensburg.
Yeah, great town. They've got a little college there that's actually well known all over the state, all over the states.
Okay.
But we had another friend that lived in Philly that rented a car, and he was talked in to renting the Kia, and I don't remember which one it is,
Okay.
but it's
There's a few of them. They've
kind of an SUV minivan style.
okay.
As a matter of fact,
Was it a Soul?
no,
Because they make a Soul that's
no, it wasn't. It was the just EV.
okay.
And I've seen commercials for him, but I can't
Okay.
place it. But anyway, he asked the salesman for the rental car. He's like, "Hey, it says that it's only X amount of miles. I'm going to Shippensburg. That's X amount of miles. This is, going to be cutting it close. Am I going to be good, or should I just get the gas car?" He was like, "Oh man, this you're going to be fine." I think it was like 160 miles that he had on the dash. He was like, "You're going to be fine." Because it was probably 130 miles for him to get
That's a
there.
little tight.
Right? And that's what he was thinking. And they were like, "No, you're good. No worries, man." So he's driving, gets on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, And anybody who's driven on the turnpike knows what's everywhere: mountains, uphill, downhill.
Uh-huh.
This dude gets halfway, so it should have been 65 miles, and now he's got 68 miles to
Uh-huh.
empty. So he's calling us, "Hey, uh, I don't know if I'm gonna make it to your house. The EV is not doing well." And they're like, we're all like, "Oh, Brad, you're getting the EV. This is just nuts." Because Brad is one of them that does not do green energy,
Yeah.
but he got this manager special for this EV. He gets not off the turnpike, which the only way to get on the turnpike from where my buddy lives is to drive 30 minutes out of the way to get back on it, to get to where we could drive south or west to get to where this guy is.